is a 2019 model acrylic landscape, 2-foot square, created by me, Anna Barnhart. As I'm exploring lots of really thick textures, I want to get much thicker with my textures, and more abstraction in my landscapes, as well as mint green, inspired by a lot of artists I see on Pinterest. My studio assistant is not included in any of the prints or anything. He just helps. It's actually an incredibly neutral gray cat. He's very good for trying to judge colors. Anyhow, I've created this entire thing with my palette knife, and before I digress into how I made all this, because I've got 4 videos watching me make the how and talking to artists, but this particular video is created for non-artists. Why am I doing this? Why am I painting on bright pink? Bright pink, I use so much green and blue in a lot of my landscape paintings because they're usually Michigan themed, and there's so much green it's usually a problem. This one also has a lot of orange as well, and I wanted to play with mint green. But that heavy green and blue tends to be overwhelming because people like other colors. And have you ever seen a solid green picture or like majority green picture on someone's wall? Not really. This really bright toned background is supposed to help kind of knock that back a little bit or balance it out. I shouldn't say knock back because this whole thing is pretty darn bright, and that's the way I like it. So burnt sienna or a burnt orange is a traditional underpainting color for toning canvas, 50% tone you want to say, but I like the really bright, almost fluorescent pinks because it just adds a pop and helps to balance out the other really bright colors I put on top of it, and also warms it up a bit. I'll be experimenting with a bit more. So there's a progress shot of where I've gone so far, and looking ahead to where I'm going, I'll usually put layers of gel in between what my ending times. I'll work on it for good hour or so, as long as my attention span will go, or as far as I can go with that layer of paint. Because they're pretty thick, I'll let it dry and put layers of gel in between. So you can see me laying in some field right there. This is not a particular farm anywhere. Probably inspired by a farm on the M43 on the way out to South Haven. You can get some pretty nice distance way out there. But the purpose of this painting for me was to experiment with mint green in a Midwest landscape, which to me feels unnatural, but it also creates this gorgeous, humid, cool mood out there. And also with brushstrokes and directing the eye, and this one is a very obvious direction of the eye towards that farm in the back with these huge brushstrokes and these really bright colors right next to each other. And controlling the value of those brushstrokes and the direction of them, I need to learn more of that. I want to learn more of that, and I think this one was pretty successful. I want to do more of this. I love the really bright, strong stuff. I believe that a painting, like a person, can be really bold and beautiful and strong, and that does not diminish the beauty of it. You don't have to have this overly blended pastel scene to be just as beautiful. And that's why it's part of my Bold and Beautiful collection on Fine Art America, and you can find links to the print on my website, and I'll try to stick it in the description below as well, because hopefully the original of this might be yours. You might have bought it, and welcome to the video of its creation. You can watch the longer version if you'd like as well. But if this isn't yours, you can buy prints if you want, or just watch other stuff I make. I don't think it's very common to see paintings be created and be able to buy them. Hopefully that'll be a new thing where you can actually see the history of your painting and what's behind it. And a lot of the other videos I make are for other artists. That's a huge thing on YouTube, where you're just counseling other artists or even just sharing your own journey as you go and what you're experimenting with and how's it going as an emerging artist. I still consider myself an emerging artist at this point, 2019, because I don't quite have gallery representation yet. They're kind of slim pickings where I'm living right now, and I'm not full-time yet. I don't know why that's a category of how I judge if I'm merging or not, because it's been long enough, but that's just how I feel right now. I love yellow skies. I'm not exactly sure why I chose yellow sky for this one, other than it was this gorgeous covering on top. It covered up that pink very well, and I felt like it'd be too green if I did otherwise, because the majority of the greens and blues are very cool colors in this one, and a natural looking sky would be a very warm blue and it would not go together. So I love the yellow skies right after storms or first thing in the morning, and I'll do a lot of landscapes with yellow skies. I also wanted the ground to really be the star of the show right here. It's really going back into the distance. So this is a 2-foot canvas that is about 3/4 of an inch deep, and I'll usually frame this in a really thick, heavy black frame that I make myself. But if my paintings ever have to be shipped, it is so much cheaper and safer to the painting itself if I don't ship it with the frame. You can see I'm doing a little bit of brushwork in there because the palette knife only give you one kind of texture at this point when I'm doing layers. I want to be careful what I'm blending in to direct your eye. I'd love to do more abstract type of things because it helps you focus on the masses. And here I go again talking about the how I made this as compared to the why. I love Midwest textures of things. There is like this homey, warm grit about the Midwest. It's wild and overgrown and also humid, and yet it's still tame enough and still got that homey feeling. I wish I could paint the way I remember things smelling, and that's probably a really weird description, but smells have so much memory attached to them, and memory in place. I was just watching a video about the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney and how everyone's remembering the smell of that place. Older ride, water, lots of places for water to get stale, but it's got a very specific smell. Like Michael's stores. Smell way different than Hobby Lobby or Joann or other craft stores. That's a unique smell. So does Michigan to me. Sometimes in the really hot summer it can actually smell like a porta potty. I don't know what it is. Really humid, nasty. But there's the smell of this painting would probably be humid and cool. First thing in the morning, it can smell amazing. And then you've got this sweet baked grass heat off of that field. So it's humid, but you can tell it's going to be a really hot day coming up. Everything's still washed from the dew and the colors are nice and bright. Sorry about that, got a little traffic out there. And then you can just smell that glorious color and sunlight that's going to be about ready to hit that place. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you like prints of this, please visit my website. I have it on my Fine Art in America. You can buy prints and all sorts of things that they will print on if the original has not already sold. And I will see you all in the next video. Hopefully with more abstract landscape paintings and really thick texture. I'm hoping to go for even thicker texture next time. Thanks guys, bye.